Barak, Ahaya, Alon, Shalom, planet Earth. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. And this is a beginning a series. The Most High willing, proving that Mexicans and Native Americans are not Hebrew Israelites. They not part of the Negro stock. They not our people. And this video, I'm not going to get too deep with history and science and the structures, but I am going to bring up structures and just give y'all a little nugget. Just listen to this. But before I let y'all listen to this, I want to read one scripture, Deuteronomy 28:43. And this is what this little clip is based off of. Deuteronomy 28 verse 43. And it says, stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou, you, meaning the Israelites, should come down very low. So he said, the strangers that are around you, and this is Deuteronomy is talking about when he scattered us. He said, the strangers that are around you, they're going to get very high up above you. You know, like the Chinese come in and shut up Chinese shops and have Chinatown, but there's no African town. That's just the ghetto, the poorest part of the neighborhood. Wherever you go in the world, you go to the poorest part, and it's called the ghetto, and it's filled with Negroes. But you got Chinese and China come over here and have Chinatown and shut up restaurants and shops. And you have the so-called Mexicans doing the same thing, coming over here, open up shop, and rising high above us. But check this little clip out, family.
Falling nearly 500 points to a new low for the year after dipping into bear market territory. Investors fearing rising interest rates could cause a recession. And yet, despite those storm clouds, one important segment of the American population is seeing its fortunes rise. Gotti Schwartz now on the growing economic power of Latinos.
Across the country, trillion-dollar statistics emerging from the Latino community. A new study finding that if U.S. Latinos were a country, their gross domestic product would rank 5th largest in the world. And to see what that looks like, look no further than Rose Trujeque's front porch.
So you guys just bought this home 2 months ago?
Yes, this is home sweet home. Come on in.
Home sweet home.
Over the last few years, she's gone back to school.
Every morning I can tell myself I have to do this and I have to do this. And, no matter what, how tired I come home.
She's earning more, spending more, and one of a growing number of new homeowners, mirroring the findings of a new report that shows while average wages shrank overall, Latino salaries grew, as did spending.
Let me stop right there and say this. Most Mexicans are Latinos. They feel like they better than us. They believe the stereotypes. They feel like that we are just lazy. They feel like why we can't get ahead or we won't get ahead is because they hard working and we're not. We just lazy. We won't take the opportunity that how they see it is we not taking advantage of the opportunity of America, not understanding the history of Negroes in America, that how our wealth has been stolen, and every time we built something like Wall Street, like the Black Wall Street, that it was towed down or burnt down, not understanding about the Jim Crow laws and the war on drugs and what happened in the 80s when the government came in and uh, all out and put dope through the black community, and how most of the people got hooked, and the black males that weren't able to get jobs because of being Negro in this country started selling drugs, and how that broke up the family because the people that was on drugs that needed help did not get help, and they got locked up most of the time or killed, but locked up for their crimes that they committed to try to get money to buy the drugs. And also the dope boys got locked up, leaving the children and the women home alone. Then came the welfare, and the government said if you keep the man out the house, we'll take care of you. And this broken home, and uh, the projects, why it's called the projects, because this really was a project by the government, and how the hood was uh, made by the government. It wasn't something that the black people just, we came in the hood, we snowed. And all this, they don't understand that the system is working in their favor because of their lighter skin, and because of what our people been through, uh, that allow for immigrants and then people to come over here and be able to have freedoms because of the civil rights movements that benefit others more than it benefit us. And not only that, but just the trauma and the psychological, the mindset that how most black people feel about themselves, not being taught the programming. And I can go on and on about the damage, and I believe in reparation, but I believe that our black people, we have to be prepared mentally. Because you give a fool money, he's just gonna become broke again. He's just gonna spend it on foolishness. So we gotta get uh this trauma and this mind base that we've been programmed to become as a people out of our mind. Uh, but yeah, a lot of them, if you ask them, they not struggling. If you ask them how you doing in America, how you doing, they love America because America has favored them. That's why there's a green light, an open border policy. And you seen what happened when the true Hebrews tried to cross the borders. The Haitians, when the Haitians, them dark-skinned Hebrew Haitians, boy, when the government seen them, they sent the horsemen out there. They had whips and all. And you know what President Biden did? He put all them people on the plane and shipped them back to Haiti. But there's an open border policy, right? But what the so-called Mexicans get, they get dropped off in Washington. A busload of them get dropped off in New York in front of the Congress door. So yeah, there's a difference. There's a big difference. But if you ask them, just like the white man believe that we're lazy, and that's why we have not accomplished. They also took on the idea that we just lazy and won't work, and they hard working people. So that's why they ahead. Just like the white man believe we hard working people. That's why we got where we at. Not understanding that the system is for them and not for us. And a lot of jobs that they won't give Negroes, they would give the Hispanics and Mexicans. And also a lot of jobs that the white people would not work. And they thought the Negroes was gonna work them. And these jobs was paying lower than minimum wage. And we was like, hold up, we not doing it. We done been through slavery. Our ancestors done work for free. We done built this country. We not doing it no more. We not working for a dime or a nickel trying to survive off that. So what they do, they get the Mexicans to do it. And they pat the Mexicans on the back and they give them a compliment and say they hard working because they'll do the job that the Negroes would not do. And the Mexicans, they want to be accepted by the white man so much. You know, the stereotype, the black man is lazy and the Mexicans are hard working because they can pay the Mexicans a little or nothing to do anything. And that because the Mexicans, they what can I say, they look for approval for the white man. You know, it's like the Mexicans like the distant cousin of the white man that get mistreated. You know, out of all the white people out of Britain and Europe and America, you got all, and then you got Mexico, the distant cousin that look kind of strange, talk funny, and even though he part of the Europeans, just like the Indians, well, I think, you know, that's hand in hand. You know, in my book, the Mexicans are basically the Native Americans. But anyway, uh, they get treated as a distant cousin. They get mistreated, and they looking for their people to accept them and not treat them so bad. And it's just brothers fighting brothers, family fighting family, family mistreating family. No different than what the Negroes do. You know, we mistreat one another even though we the same. We call each other Africans or Cubans or, you know, you Haiti or you Jamaica. You know, I heard a Jamaican say, I'm not African American, I'm a Jamaican. And it's like, huh? You're still a Negro. You know, we still came from the slave ship. We still the same people. And then you got African Americans saying, that's a Jamaican. I ain't no Jamaican. I'm an African American. All that separate us. But anyway, that's my little rant. But we're gonna continue on with this family. Just had to put my 2 cents in.
Education, and home purchases more than any other demographic, translating into $2.8 trillion economic engine for the U.S. economy. All despite the community being disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. More than half of all Latinos say someone close to them died or was hospitalized with COVID-19.
If you were looking for a synonym for the Latino cohort, you would start with the word resilient.
Sol Trujillo, co-founder of the Latino Donor Collaborative, says during the pandemic, much of that growth came from new Latino-owned small businesses and families persevering, pivoting, or taking on other jobs to make ends meet.
We have work ethic, and we stay tried and true to those principles, regardless whether it's rain or shine.
So this dude right here, he's a Negro, right? You got the European and you got the Mexican or Latino, whichever you want to call it. What's different? Then if you see him, would you consider him a Mexican or a white man? And there he goes, that's saying, well, we got all this stuff because we work hard, because we got good work ethic. We good old working hard people. And if you ask the white man, how did they get where they get? They'll say the same thing. Oh, my ancestors worked hard. We just hard working people. We built, we just some brave people that, worked hard and built ourselves up. And we just, work hard. That's just nothing else to it. But yeah, just wanted to point this out. Can you tell the difference between these two nationalities? Can you tell which one's Mexicans and which one is the white man? But this supposed to be a Hebrew Israelite from Jacob, a Negro, and he supposed to know our struggles. Nah, you know what they say? Common sense ain't so common no more.
Or pandemic.
While Rose tells us, after years of struggle, for her, the American dream has finally come true.
We have something that we can afford and call it home. So it's a good feeling.
Gotti Schwartz, NBC News, Los Angeles.
In 60 seconds, the urgent falling nearly 5.
So just want to share that, family. Deuteronomy 28:43. The strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Now, while all this going on, while they are coming booming, the Negro is getting getting negative. Seems like we never come up. We all these NFL players and NBA players, but seem like we can't come up though. All these rich people, Kanye supposed to be a billionaire. I think P Diddy supposed to be a billionaire. I think LeBron supposed to be a billionaire. I don't know if Jay-Z supposed to be a billionaire. Beyonce. All these so-called billionaire, millionaires, black people. But we can't come up. Why our wealth can't come up? First of all, you got Negroes like Kanye West marrying Kardashians. These whores that's another video for another day. But you see the point that I'm making? It's like we got holes in our pocket. The curses is on us. Yeah, other nations are gonna be oppressed and are gonna struggle. We're not the only people on this planet that has been oppressed, that's gonna be oppressed, or gonna struggle. Other nations of people have and will struggle because this is a wicked world. This is an ungodly world. Everybody will be afflicted. Every nation will be afflicted some type of way. But the only people, I repeat, the only people that match the curses, not just a couple verses, not just they was oppressed too, not just they kind of shorter. The white man giving bad too. The white man took their land. The white man did the Chinese man bad. The white man did their own people bad. So if you look at that by that, then everybody Hebrew Israelites fit in the curse. Everybody can look at them curses, every nation of people, and say this happened to us or that happened to us. But only one group of people can look at Deuteronomy from chapter 15 all the way down to 68 and say this fit us perfect. Everything, not just one thing, everything happened to our people, one way or the other. If it ain't happened to one of us, it happened to another one of us. It definitely happened to us as a whole. It may not happen to one individual, but you got some Negroes that are raised up in middle class family and got a degree and got a good paying job, and they don't realize the only reason they got the good paying job is because their company gotta hire them due to the law that was passed in I think 1960 something, that every company had to hire at least a percentage of Negroes so they won't seem racist because the companies they just wouldn't hire a blackface. So now they're able to get hired and they feel like they made it. But even they know that there are certain things that they can't and can't do as a Negro in this country. And even they know how they get treated on their job and how the white people get promoted quicker than them and how they gotta train white people that's gonna end up being over them. But this is just a little nugget. I don't know how this made y'all feel, but this made me a little upset because these camps out here are claiming these people are our people, but these people are fulfilling the structure as the stranger around us and they getting high up above us. And while they doing it, looking down on us and saying we just lazy. The same memo as the white man did, not knowing that they're benefiting from the color of their skin and off of the civil rights movement that was done uh, partly by Negroes and for Negroes, but Negroes did not get the benefit because Negroes was not the head of it and let other people dictate what was going to be done. And all Negroes got out of it was to sit at table with white people and was able to be joined in this society instead of actually be given some type of wealth and stability of really uh, being able to not sit at somebody's table and ask, can I have some, but be able to make his own. But Shalom.